Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a very special interview with Werner, who's a fourth year medical student here in Bicocca. I'm actually on their campus. This is their hospital. I have to say I am blown away.
Okay.
This might be the best hospital in Italy. I'm not even kidding. They have robots. And yeah, I'm going to ask Werner some questions about his university because I can't.
Yeah, everyone wants the robots.
Yeah, the robots are so good. Okay, but let's get back to the course. Werner, can you tell me what your timetables are like?
So we'll have lessons from 8 to mid 8:30 or 1. Now it's a bit different because I'm in a fourth year, so we're having from 9 to 1. But it will usually be 8 to midday or 8:30 to midday 30, 9 to 1. Then we will have at afternoon, which will be from 1 to 5 or 2 to 6.
Okay, and these are like classes, or this also
This is classes. I'm speaking first year, second year, because now it's Corona, so everything changed it. So first year and second year, you will have classes from the whole morning and the whole afternoon. Sometime in the first year, you will need to go out from the Bergamo campus and need to go to the Monza campus, which is the main campus of the Medical University of Bicocca. It's where we have the labs and the library. So we go there mostly because of the labs, because we need to check the histology slides. And they also have the anatomy there, the models for us to check, and also the computer, because they have this TV screen that you can...
Like a table?
Yes.
Yeah, like an anatomy table?
Anatomy table that you can dissect there.
Okay, that's really cool. And like how, when do your clinicals start? And how does clinicals affect your timetable?
Okay, so we start having clinicals in the second year. The first year in the second year we'll have the GP. So every student will be paired with a GP from the Bergamo region. So it will be one student per doctor, sometimes two students per doctor.
That's an amazing ratio.
Yeah, it is really perfect.
That's an amazing ratio.
So I was really lucky because my doctor spoke English pretty well. Because clerkships, it's not mandatory for the professors to speak English. Okay. So you really need to be already kind of good with an Italian understanding to take a better take of the experience. The university will provide you with an Italian course, but I would recommend beforehand already have some Italian knowledge, do a bit of studying, because it will be rough. So yeah, I did 5 weeks with the GP here. He was
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Yes.
Every day.
Every day.
In second year.
In second year. So
I want to transfer to your university. I really want to transfer to Bicocca. Okay, yes. Continue.
So it was 5 weeks with him. It was really incredible. He taught me basically everything of the basics, to draw blood, pressure, do an ECG, and the basics that you need to know. Palpation, auscultation. We have this before we go to him, but then with him is in the practical. You need to really do it, and it for me was an incredible experience. I really enjoyed my time there.
Okay, and what about the clinicals now? How does it look like in fourth year?
So on this year this semester we're having urology and nephrology and occupational medicine and some others. It's really nice. We are divided then in groups of 3. Now when is more practical, when it's traumatology, pneumology, cardiology, all of these is always a group of 3 students.
Those ratios are so good.
Yeah, so it's 3 or 2. It's usually 3 or 2. So it will be 3 students per doctors actually, because you won't have a fixed in the majority of times you won't have a fixed professor. In the clerkships you have many, and then they will say, oh, come with me to the OR and let's look at this, or the other, oh, come with me. And so you will see many. Previous 2 weeks I had urology, and I think in only one day I've been to 3 or 4 ORs.
Wow. Okay.
And we really see it. We can scrub in, but with a bit of distance, like behind the doctor and seeing what he's doing, and he will explain you, and then he will show you the anatomy, and then he will ask you questions. So you need to be
get pimped. Okay.
So you need to be aware of your anatomy and your physiology, but you have the so because Corona, everything got a bit damaged, but so we had this semester all the lessons in the beginning of the months, so, and now only the practical. So now we only do practical, but it is to be mornings lessons, afternoons from 2 to 6, practical from third year on.
Wow. Okay. And how do your exams work? Like, do you have multiple attempts a year? Are they written? Are they oral? How does the exam system work?
So you have 5
attempts.
Attempts. The exams will vary from the professor.
Mm-hmm.
Can be multiple choice, can be oral, can be dissertation.
Oh, okay, like essay style?
Essay
okay.
style, yeah. Can be all of them in one.
Okay.
So it will vary.
Okay. And do you have to pass all of the exams to get to the next year? If you fail a certain number of times, do you have to repeat the year?
No.
Okay.
So you don't have. So you have blocking subjects. For example, anatomy in first year will be a blocking subject for physiology and pathology. You can go to the lessons, you can go to the second year without having passed anatomy, you can go to the third year, fourth year, fifth year, but you won't be allowed to do the other exams unless you pass the anatomy first.
Okay. It works like that for us in Sapienza
Yeah,
as well.
so here I think the first blocking one would be, I think, chemistry, biophysics, and I think biochemistry, and then they will block genetics. I'm not really sure, but I think, and then to do anatomy you need to pass genetics.
So if I also remember correctly, I just remember this now, you also had to do some really different and interesting subjects in first year. Like I remember you had to do like databases and modeling.
Yes, we have imaging, modeling, basic computer science, and they want us to be doctors of the future. That's the key role of the university. So we will have this more robotics kind of things, but it's not really so in detail. It's very broad.
But it's still very different.
It's very different.
Like we didn't do anything like that.
There is no other university in Italy that has our program, and I think the only other university that has a similar program, it's in Germany.
In Germany?
Yes.
Okay.
In Bavaria, I guess. I'm not really sure.
Okay. And so for such an amazing university and hospital that is honestly the most beautiful hospital I've ever seen, what are your tuition fees? Like it feels like it should be private. Like it feels like this should be a private university and you pay like 20,000 euro a year.
Yeah, but no. That's a good thing. We pay for foreign students is 600 euros.
600 euros for 1 year?
For 1 year. But if I'm not mistaken, the first tuition, maybe first and second, I'm not sure. You need to check in the Bicocca website. They have their page. I'll share you the link later.
I'll put it in the description. Okay.
And I think in the first year you pay only 157 euros, and maybe the second year as well.
I'm so angry.
And then from there on will be 600. But this is for foreigner students. I think for EU students they can pay up to a maximum of 6,000 euros, but will be according to how much their parents earn.
So it's based on family income, how much you pay. And are there like other like scholarship options? Like can you get further reductions if you're a European citizen? Is it possible to get paid to go to university?
Yes, university has their program. You can even check in the Bicocca website. I think they will explain more than me. I don't really know. I know classmates of mine that has it, and I don't really know further than that. I know now because of Corona times the university is kind of doing something to help students because it was complicated for income for many, and they will pay something of your rent from February 2020 up to this month now. I don't know which month we are now.
May?
No, so April.
Okay. And they're going to pay for it?
Yeah, you need to apply, then they will check your ICE.
Mm-hmm.
they need to check if everything is in order, and it's not 100% you'll get it, but if you get it, that's great.
Yeah, that's really, really amazing. So I'm going to kind of ask a little bit about your class, like your class size. What is your division? Are there different ages? Like, how would you describe your class dynamics and diversity?
Okay, so I'm the first year of University of Bicocca, so there's no one above us, and from our program it changed for the other years. For us was only allowed 5 international students, like non-EUs.
Okay.
In a class of 30. So 5 were non-EUs, 25 were EUs. I think the age group was basically 19 for the EUs. They were pretty young.
Yeah.
There was some older ones, like 2 or 3 or 4 students that were in their 30s.
Okay.
But yeah, that was 19, 20, I would say would be the average.
Okay, interesting. And what about like the non-EUs? Are there specific countries that are like bigger, like
popping up more?
Yeah. Like
no, not at all.
Okay.
So in my year I'm Brazilian. There's another Brazilian. There was a Canadian. There was also an American student and a Turkish girl.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it.
So it's mixed.
It's very mixed. No, in the other year now, below mine, we have Israelis, Iranians.
Okay.
Everywhere. That year is mostly more of Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's another Brazilian, Americans, South Africans.
Okay.
Third year, the other year then is way more mixed, because then there is more spots. I think it's 10 already for them, and yeah.
And how do you guys like have good teamwork between you? Like, do you collaborate a lot? Do you help the younger years?
Oh yeah, of course. Yes,
okay.
we share the material, questions with exams and all of this.
Everyone works together.
In this, yes, of course.
Okay, cool. So what about the professors? Like you said, some of the professors aren't required to speak English for clerkships. But what about the professors who teach? Like, would you say the quality is high? Are their expectations high? Do they take a special interest in you? What are the professor relationships like?
I think it's very different from back home in Brazil. It's more, I'm a professor, you're a student. There is this separation.
Mm-hmm.
You can clearly see it. In Brazil, it's different. They see you as a friend, and it's a different. I was expecting that, but it turned out to be something more separated. There are professors that are very, very nice, and they have this kind of Brazilian thing, and then they invite the whole class for going to a pub, and it's different.
A pub?
Yeah, and
with your professor?
Yeah, with the professor and the whole class. Yeah, it's
what?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds illegal, but also it makes sense. Everyone's adults. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, because I think for them it's also very nice to teach a totally international environment and learn about more the students. Why not? I think that's a good exchange.
Nice. Yeah.
So calling the pub and say, hey, I'm going to get 30 people there. Maybe we get a discount. Why not? I think that's a very cool thing.
That is really, really cool.
Yeah, but that's not like all professors. I think was 1 or 2. So don't get too excited.
And so we kind of saw your hospital facilities and the teaching facilities, and they're really, really amazing.
It is. Yes.
Yeah,
this is really top notch.
Yeah.
It is really top notch.
Top of the line. So I'm not going to ask about the teaching facilities because I saw that they're literally in the future. What about non-teaching facilities like the Mensa or sports clubs or study places?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the sports clubs is a bit complicated for, I think, the majority of foreign students when they will come here. It is University of Bicocca, so the main campus is in Bicocca, Milan. There's also the campus of medicine, which is in Monza, with the library and the labs, as I told before. But the sports clubs, everything will be in Milan. So you need to take a train, 40 minutes, then you go there. It's a bit of a hassle, so no. But the University of Bicocca has this partnership with the University of Bergamo. So you can also use any of the facilities of the University of Bergamo, including the sports.
Okay.
The sports of the University of Bergamo, it's also not very close.
But closer than the Monza.
Way more close than Bicocca, actually.
Oh,
it's Milan.
Okay, yeah.
So it's in Dalmine, the sports center. So it's a bit far because the majority of students, I think they would like to live close to the hospital because
It makes sense.
Makes sense. I live in city center, so going to Daumini would be a few 30 minutes or so by bus.
Okay. And what about the canteens and Mensa?
Oh, the canteen is pretty nice. We have, I think it's a fourth course meal.
4-course meal, okay.
4-course meal. We have a primo, a secondo, so a first dish.
Which is pasta, usually.
Usually pasta or risotto.
Mhm.
Then a second that will be
Meat.
fish or chicken. We will also have salad. And then we have the dessert, which you can choose for a fruit or an actual dessert. Sometimes they have cake, sometimes sweet prunes, sometimes tiramisu.
And how much does this cost?
It's €1.10, if I'm not mistaken, or €1.05.
€1 for a 4-course meal.
Yes, that's really good.
Regardless of income.
Regardless of income. If you have the scholarship, then it's free.
I hate you. I hate you
and
so
if you
much.
have the scholarship, this I know, there's also other places in Bergamo you can eat from.
Okay, so it's not only the hospital
Not
canteen.
only the hospital, also in the city center of Bergamo. I could maybe find you the list later on.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay. So I think that's kind of everything I want to ask about the university. Is there anything you would have liked to tell yourself about the university, or if you could give like a fun fact or a warning to students, like anything that you would like to tell them before they come to Bicocca, or you could have told yourself, what would it be?
Okay, so Bicocca will be here because we're in campus of Bergamo, which is a small town, 100,000 people. It's small, so you need to be ready for a provincial lifestyle. It's not like it will be very international. No, it won't be like that.
Okay.
It will be very provincial. If it's close to Milan, it's a 40-minute train ride. So if you want something more cosmopolitan and big parties and the whole thing that Milan has to offer, the fashion district and whatnot, in Navili and the stuff, you can go, it's okay. But beware, Bergamo will be a place for you to actually study.
Okay.
It will be a bit monotonous sometimes, but you have the beautiful Città Alta that I don't know if you can really see there, and that is really incredible. We usually, the students of my friends, we go there for walks or just for a dinner party. We also play sports here, so this is a bit of the lifestyle you kind of will get. And our huge advice is, if you can, already start studying Italian, because that will be very useful.
Every student so far has told you this, so if you're still watching this interview and you still haven't started Italian lessons, even if you are just considering the IMAT, start now. Start learning Italian.
Yes.
Right now.
Yes, no, totally, I agree. It will facilitate your life, because you need to go and do documents when you're a foreigner, and no one speaks English there, or if they speak, it's a very broken English that when you reply to them, they don't know what to reply back. So, and you need to go to many places like this that are not university, but it is mandatory because you're a foreigner. So you need to, of course, now with the uni, we have this like helping. Sometimes we go with someone if their language is, for example, Mandarin, and we like, oh no, we will help you out, because it will be really rough.
Okay.
So.
But you should still learn Italian.
You should, yeah, you
Still
need
learn
to. In the
Italian.
end, you need to.
Okay, so I think I'm going to end the first part of the interview here. This was all about the university. In the next part, we're going to talk about a little bit about Bergamo, the city, and the accommodation.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to be the shorter and better part of the interview. So I guess we say bye in this part. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Can you stop recording?
Is it the red button
Yeah.
again? Okay.